Chapter 2. Diary. The diary's front pages were torn away. It had no cover and no name. A sadness came over Kelsey, an emotion she hadn't known she was capable of any longer. Surely all her sadness had been used up long ago, but no, here it was playing with her again. She skimmed over the words of what was now the top page, reading around the stains. Normal. I'd almost forgotten that. Kelsey raised her head and squinted at the tall smoke-damaged city building closest to her. Not what it was now. She tightened her grip on the book, looking up and down the street to make sure it was safe. Then she smoothed out a neighboring pile of junk, pulling an old, thick blanket that rested on the top over it and sat down. She wiggled into it, creating a little nest of sorts. Doing this made her seem more garbage than human. It was how she had hidden in plain sight many times before. Kelsey laid the book on her lap. Don't do this. No good will come of it. Ignoring her own advice, she began to read. Chapter 3. Another World. July 15th. Mall day with Anna. If there is anything that makes a regular day a better day, it's got to be the mall. Because, for the most part, it's the only place I'm allowed to go with my friends. I bought an eyeliner. Not normal eyeliner, amazing eyeliner. The kind you can never find, that glides right on, no problem, and stays on too, no smudges or mess. Oh man, I can't stop giggling. I sound like a makeup commercial. Anna found a pair of jeans. She thought they were great. I thought they were meh. But it's her butt, and she was stuck on those jeans, so I thought I should, support my friend, bad butt or not. Kelsey raised her head and closed her eyes, letting the slight wind lift her hair. How childish the words seem, how innocent. To care about such silly things as malls, shopping, and all that seemed overwhelmingly stupid now that living was a struggle. It was as if those small concerns belonged to another world. Kelsey heaved a deep sigh. They had. Put the book down. Walk away. But she gripped the diary tighter. The story means nothing anymore. Kelsey shook her head. No, that wasn't true. It is important, all stories are. And if some part of her had forgotten that, by the end of the diary it would all come back. Chapter 4. Boyfriends. July 16th. I saw Jason. I swear a bright, shiny light surrounds that guy. I was coming from the JCPenney's end of the mall with my friends, and he was coming from Macy's end of the mall with his friends. And we just sorta met up. So, we headed to, the food court. Where else? Anna was all for it, she likes one of Jason's friends. It went great until we got kicked out cause a couple of Jason's stupid friends decided to have a food fight. Anyway, I couldn't stop looking at him. I caught him looking at me a couple of times. So maybe. Great night, wonderful night, fantastic night until I got home and saw my parents watching a crazy video they found on YouTube. They were so serious about it too. The guy was shot by the cops a whole bunch of times and wouldn't go down. Creepy. See, this is what happens when old people get hold of tech. July 17th. Can't go out. The parentals think the world is too dangerous. Where have they lived, all of my life? I feel like I should be running around the house in a kilt and a blue face shouting, "You can take away my, something, but you can never take away my freedom." But I don't have a kilt or any blue face paint. And I can't leave the house, so. This is what I get for watching Braveheart 3 times in the last 24 hours. Hey, there's nothing else to do. All of this because of some rumors circulated among the parents about the creepy, weird dude on YouTube. I told them it was a hoax, and they happens all the time. But what do I know, I'm only 14. I guess they don't believe in hoaxes. July 20th. After 3 very boring days at home with my actual family, the twins drive me crazy. I made it to the movies today. That's right, the real teens of Fenton City are out and about again. Look out, people. Before I left the house, the parentals had a long talk with me about self-defense. And they gave me a lot of ideas on what to do that boils down to this: if I try to shoot someone and they don't die, I need to run. What? Well, I don't have a gun, and I wasn't planning on shooting anyone, so. July 22nd. Jason asked me on a date. I'm screaming, literally screaming. I'm writing this down, so I never forget it. When I'm an old, gray biddy of a woman, I want to remember how it felt when Jason, the most wonderful guy I've ever met, asked me out. I was sitting on my bed binging Netflix when I got a text that said, "Hi, this is Jason." Shocked, I stared at the phone for 10 minutes before moving. Actually didn't move. Only stared at the phone. We started texting a bit. My hands shook so bad. He said he and his friends were going to go to the movies tomorrow night and would me and my friends like to go. So of course, I text a short, little, yes, while yelling, "Of course, you idiot, of course," so loud my mom came into the room. So, then I realized I needed to ask her if I could go, to which she, thank goodness, laughed with me and said I could go. Now I need to figure out my outfit, hair, and makeup. Oh boy. July 23rd. It was perfect. No, not only perfect, perfectly perfect. I will admit, it was a little awkward at first. It is very different meeting up by arrangement rather than by accident. You know what I mean. You have to converse and keep the other person, entertained. You're checking them out, and they're checking you out, and you both know it. To see if there is something there, something that could become, I don't know, more. Yeah, something more. After the movie, Jason gestured me over to the side of the lobby, then he lightly touched the back of my hand. He said he had a great time and wanted to go out again. I almost swooned right there on the lobby carpet, like swooned with a capital S. It was so perfect. Of course, I said yes, right then and there. July 26th. 3 days I waited for a text from Jason, and can you believe he was waiting for me to text him? All this time, he was worried I didn't have a good time on the date, and I was worried he didn't. I told him straight up that I had a great time, and I couldn't wait till our next one. He seemed so happy to hear that. We sent texts for like an hour before his mother needed him for something. Do you know how happy I am? I can't even tell you, that's how happy I am. July 27th. Okay, weird. The parents had the news on during dinner. I don't know why they do that. Between baby Maira crying and Frick and Frack, Mick and Mac or whatever and their crazy behavior, we can't hear a thing. But they all shut up for this. Well, Dad yelled, "Shut up," super loud, and then they shut up. Some freaky girl in Ohio bit her mom all up. You should have seen the marks. They were horrible. She literally took her mom's skin off. The girl was all strapped down to a gurney, and she was still trying to bite the paramedics. She was rocking the gurney back and forth trying to get at them, and they are all trying to jump out of the way of her chomping face. It was disgusting and real creepy. But the worst part is that this is an illness. What kind of flu makes you want to rip the flesh off of someone else? And then at the end of the segment, the news lady says that there are others with this disease. What? I am so freaked out right now.